Here we are at the drive-through line, me and her. Cars in front of us, cars in back of us, all just waiting to order. There's an idiot in a Volvo with the brights on behind me. I lean out the window and scream, hey, what you trying to do, blind me? Yeah, I just hit the pen. I'm gonna do a review on that real quick. Oh, I probably already did it. You already know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So yeah. Um, I'm gonna go on the bus. That's why I got this bitch ass. Man, look at this shit. Look at his hair, man. Look at the goddamn hair. For some reason, I want to smoke a cig right now, rather than smoking a blunt. Look at this fucking hair. Like, look at that shit. Look how like. That's why people be like, freeform lungs. What the fuck is going on, man? You got a big ass dent in your hair. It just kind of stops, but obviously it doesn't. See, but it's like you see light coming through it. It's like, oh yeah. See, they don't even look like completely like. Uh, but they are locked up. See what I'm saying? Like some are like locked the fuck up. Like that's why the thicker the lock sometimes. It depends on your hair like texture. If that makes sense, because depending on your hair texture and shit, you know what I'm saying? You might like it won't condense. Your hair won't condense and shit enough. You know what I'm saying? On some freeform shit. That's why twisting it like always kind of looks the same because it condenses the texture of your hair into like one form. That's why, if that makes sense. That's why if you twist your hair, you even if you twist your hair like that shit right there is like, you know, a method for a certain genre umbrella of texture of hair. You know what I'm saying? Like backcombing would be for a certain texture of hair. That's why people with curly hair don't really know what to do with their dreads. You know what I'm saying? To get dreads or whatnot. I mean, like curly, I mean like big curls. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's probably mix of like, you know, Spanita, Spanish or something. Spanish or like black. They'd be like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like white and black. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the shit. But yeah, but it all just, it's pretty simple, and honestly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like these hoes, they see, like, I feel like if somebody really wanted to, they could rip them hoes out, just like grabbing and pulling on them. But at the same time, like, you know, that's what it is. That's why my first locks before these were like way more, whatchamacallit. They had more, they were thicker. These are not that thick. I separated them at first, and then now I kind of still separate them. Obviously, you can see I don't separate them all the way. Obviously, two-headed dragons, but I still separate them, but just not so often. Like, I would honestly say since 2020, I've separated probably like 3 to 4 times, more or less. And that's not a lot. If you really think about like the whole year so far, the year's about to fucking end. It's like, yeah, bro, like, and see how thin it is right now. It's like I'm not gonna be separating for like a long time. Again, I just wish sometimes like honestly a lot of the roots will like stay firm and stick together this way because like you get shit like this. Where is it at? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the root right there. It don't really like get into the dread. That's why when I started these, I really wanted to get a crochet hook because crochet hook method does work on like all types of dreads, especially Afro dreads, like quicker. Because Afro hair just kind of dreadlocks a lot quicker because of the curl density. But yeah, bro, like I'm just kind of like, damn, bro, I want to do that shit so I can keep it kind of neat. Not necessarily neat, but necessarily just to keep it like in there. You know, like if I crochet hook these two together or some shit, or like it make the dreadlock kind of stronger and shit. You know, and the roots kind of stronger. But yeah, you got things like this that just kind of be like, yeah, that's a dreadlock, bro. We see how it's curly. See how it's not even. See how it does that. See how it does that like for real. Like see how it does that like spongy shit where I could just and you see the curl kind of like uncurling and shit. That's what makes it like. That's what makes my hair like whoa. You know, because it's not like dreaded. If that makes sense. It's not like I say dreaded, y'all see my braid something and shit. It's not like, oh, look, I went in and did this shit. It's like a natural process of nature and shit. And niggas don't understand it. They just kind of be like, I don't get it. And it kind of annoys you because you're thinking, like, bro, what do you mean? Like, this shit's like common sense. Like, you don't comb your hair, don't brush it. Why do you comb and brush it, bitch? Like, so it won't get tangled. Then what do you think's gonna happen if you don't untangle it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, it's stupid as fuck. Like, this is dumb. It's like, why did you fucking clean your car? Because, like, if I didn't clean it, it'd get dirty. Okay, if you don't, it'll stay dirty or it'll get more dirty. And it's like, okay, if you, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like it's dirty. My hair is dirty. I'm not saying that. I just using that example. But I just want y'all to know, like, what the fuck, you know? Like, it's kind of obvious. But I think people just, like, are afraid of, like, people that want to do this shit, I feel like are just afraid of the simple fact that it's like, they don't know, like, if their hair's gonna be kept based off of the way they keep their hair. Because I remember when I used to have waves and shit. Like, I would really, like, comb my hair, comb out the waves to make sure, you know, all the hairs are nice going way. Then I'll brush the shit out of it. I'll wash it and then condition it. And then some days, based off my routine, how dry the hair getting or whatever, I'd pretty much, like, whatchamacallit, I would, do a deep cleanse. You know what I'm saying? So I scratch that. That's when I was growing my hair out for a little bit, like an afro or some shit, kind of getting big, because I wanted the regular dreads. But then, like, you know what I'm saying? Before that, I remember, like, I pretty much had that same method, right? I had that same method, but then, like, when I did that, I didn't have waves. When I had waves, I did that, but also I would, like, put the do-rag on, you know, put the pomade at night, you know. So there's certain pomade has a night pomade type shit. Like, I would put, like, the night pomade, but not that pomade, because I was still a little more smarter. So I'll put, like, olive oil, because, you know, it's something that's gonna absorb in the body or some shit like that, oils and shit like that. I'm gonna put, like, any type of gels, greases, because greases have petroleum jelly. It's like fucking Vaseline, like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically fucking pomade. You know what I'm saying? That's what pomade comes out of, petroleum jelly. So if you get, like, mango butter, some shit like that, this is like shea butter, and that's absolutely raw product. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going too into about the hair, but it's not about this shit. But yeah, bro, I mean, since we on it, we might as well talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well talk about it. Right? Since we on, I try to turn into a freeform video, but I guess we are going to this video. Yeah, I got this inspiration though from, like, one guy saw on, like, Instagram or some shit, and, like, it was like a fade. It went from a fade to, like, but real quick though, and, like, into, like, this pretty much, a whole bunch of dreads and shit. And I was like, what the fuck, bruh? And he had, like, a beard and shit, and it was, like, nice and, like, you know, tapered and all this shit. And I was like, damn, but I'm Rastafari with the levity, with the decision and the mind. You know, I vibe with the first people of the earth. First human beings, at least the first human beings with perfection. Not like on some political, social shit. We're talking about just, like, on some, like, yeah, like, niggas were living and they were, like, wise enough to, like, realize certain things about their human existence. And we're like, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why I do this. It's not necessarily. That's why I don't really like the whole people think like Rasta. They be like, oh, like Rasta, you know, this person here is like, he believes in this, like he believes in, like, God. It's like Haile Selassie or something, and he believes, like, you know, like you know, like he doesn't, like, he's the person that's like de-establishment. He's like a hippie or something. Like, it's like really dumb, bro. It's like, no, bro, like, has nothing to do with that shit. Like, a lot of that shit has nothing to do with being Rastafarian, honestly, bro. Like, if you really think about it, like, cause just like on the aspect, cause they said the first Rastas were the bearded ones, so it's like even on that aspect, I hate to give you a history lesson, but even on, not really, but even on that aspect, it's like, yo, like, you know, it's just like having intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just having intelligence for yourself. It's like it's just making up your mind. It's just having some type of, like, hey, I actually think. And this is like a common sense. This is you know, if I'm gonna fucking think on that level, it's not like, oh, it's individuality. Because even one, you know, it's like kind of dumb in general to even like think like the way they do. And then like two, it's kind of dumb to even like sit here and be like, oh, like I do it because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you talk to somebody, like, but bitch, you know you don't ain't doing that shit because you want to do that shit. You do that shit because they fucking told you. You a bitch. You a sissy. You weak. You know what I'm saying? But if a motherfucker like, no, I decided to fucking do that shit. You be like, so you decided to be a fucking beta male, loser and shit? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. So it's just like, bro, just like, man, this is what it is. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got some bullshit, bro. Anyways, yeah. Also roster shit though. But like I said before, I really want to switch to a freeform video. It's just, my hair's getting pretty long so far. See some other my older videos. They're getting so long. It's crazy, man. It's getting so fucking long, and they're getting actually thicker too. You can see like this right here is completely joined. It's like 3, 4 small dreads I had. I can't even show you, can I? I cannot deliver. I can show you or not. Bam. It's crazy. Yeah, they're getting thicker. They're gonna get thicker and thicker. Which I don't mind, honestly, because I feel like that's like a good evolution. The longer your dreadlocks get, the more you're not really gonna be like just having them like they're not gonna be like just everywhere like this. They're gonna be like on one fucking way. You know what I'm saying? People try to do that shit because that's why white people hair and shit. They try to like, oh yes, my hair goes one way and like it doesn't move around. It's just if I put even white people too. It's like even if I put some glue or some type of gel or something, I could just somehow make all the hair go one way. You know, it's just like, bro, you like a what is it? I forgot his fucking name. You know what I'm saying? Is it Barbie and Glenn or something? Or Barbie and what the fuck is this nigga's name? Damn, what I'm talking about. Is it Barbie and like what's his face? Ken, there we go. Barbie and Ken. Like, come on, bro. No, bro. Like, you're organic. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like this shit. You move around. Your hair moves and shit with the wind and shit. Why is that, bro? Like, fucking stupid ass people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You're just too fucking extreme. Is it really extreme to do like nothing or to do what your like body's meant to do? The fuck? Or is it extreme to like force that shit and like force your body to do something it's not meant to do and try to adapt to that? Doesn't make sense. If you're fighting an uphill battle, I'm going downstream. Yeah, my hair. This is how it really looks in the morning. If I like take a shower or something, like the steam in the shower or something, like we kind of like let the shit fall. But right now, I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know what to do with it. Honestly, I feel like it's just really fucking long and kind of tattered up, and there's no really like thing I can really just do with it. And then since you see the roots are like afro, it's kind of like, oh, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't even like. I don't. This hair, I had an undercut, like I said before. Really, I just had an undercut. And yeah, this shit right here, the undercut, like, you know what I'm saying? It's growing out, and I'm gonna grow that out too. So, you know, I did that shit in like March. That's when I last cut it, I think. And now I'm like, yeah, but I'm just letting this shit grow out. It's all gonna grow. So, these are about 2 years old, and like once these hoes grow out, so I'm gonna let this shit grow out. It's be like kind of weird looking, but not really. Be alright.